I say, listen, it's dangerous, maybe my career.
When I win against Tyson Fury, I don't know what next. I want to go to Mount like a ski.
You haven't got a heart for it anymore and you don't want to compete anymore. I think retirement is the best option.
Shocking Usyk is retiring, and Eddie Hearn makes it clear why. This was never a man built for dragging out his career. He conquered cruiserweight, ruled heavyweight, and proved himself against giants. Walking away now is staggering, almost unreal, but it shows Usyk's legacy is complete on his terms.
I don't see Usyk as someone who's going to go on for another 5 years fighting every challenger in the division. Like, he was the undisputed cruiserweight world champion. He's the unified world heavyweight champion.
And Johnny Nelson's perspective adds even more drama to this bombshell. Johnny Nelson hits the nail on the head. Usyk is bigger than belts, bigger than politics. He's proved himself as the top dog, and that's why many can't accept this retirement news. Champions like him don't just walk away, their legacy is larger than the sport itself.
I don't believe he's retired. I don't believe he's done. I do believe he's probably one of the few fighters that's bigger than the belts.
But Eddie Hearn highlights what this means for British fight fans. Eddie Hearn captures the mood of millions if this truly is Usyk's last stand. What a career it's been. The biggest fights, the biggest names, and always on his terms, yet Hearn leaves the door open. Retirement in boxing is rarely permanent, and with Usyk, the world will always hope.
British fight fans, because we've got a chance to make the biggest fight in boxing, but, you know, if that is the last we see of him, he's had a great career. I doubt it. But, you know, it's always best to come into retirement to make sure someone pays you to come out of retirement. But if that's his lot, much respect to him and wish him all the best.
Frank Warren's words hit with weight. Usyk has given British boxing unforgettable nights, unforgettable drama. From toppling giants to silencing doubters, he's delivered every time on UK soil. If this is his final bow, it's one filled with respect. A champion's exit, but one fans never wanted to see.
Well, I think that's the decision he's made, and we've had, I mean, what he's given to British boxing has been amazing.
And when Usyk himself speaks, the emotion becomes even clearer. Here's the moment that truly stuns the boxing world. Usyk himself admitting he may only have no more than 2 fights left. For a man at the very top of the heavyweight division, that is shocking. Usyk feels great physically, but his words reveal a deeper truth. He values family, balance, and peace of mind more than endless glory. That's why his retirement feels so different from others. This isn't about defeat, injury, or money. It's about leaving on his own terms, with dignity. Champions rarely get to write their own ending, but Usyk seems determined to. Fans may want more. Promoters may beg for more, but Usyk is carving out his own destiny. And if only 2 fights remain, every second of them will carry the weight of finality.
I think Usyk again, it's a tough fight. That Usyk guy is talented. He's so talented. He's so small for a heavyweight too. He's non-stop movement and his footwork and everything. It's so different than anybody else. Joshua didn't know what to do with him. He's like, where is this guy going to be when I'm throwing punches? He's a heavyweight, and the heavyweights were never really that good. Dubois is coming into his own, man. That's what that is. He's only like 27, right?
Yep.
Yeah, he's coming into his. That guy's scary. He's dangerous.
And Tony Bellew, who knows firsthand how hard Usyk is to beat, explains just why nobody could ever figure him out. Tony Bellew speaks from experience. He felt Usyk's brilliance firsthand. No one in Bellow's eyes can beat him, and that's a chilling truth. Usyk adapted to every challenge, every opponent, even adjusting his weight and style fight by fight. That's what makes this retirement talk so heartbreaking. How do you stop a man who is still evolving at the very top? Bellew calls him untouchable because Usyk never gave the same look twice. He reinvented himself, and in doing so stayed one step ahead of everyone. Retirement now feels like unfinished business, like a genius leaving the canvas while the paintbrush is still wet. But perhaps that's what makes Usyk special. He's not waiting for decline. He's leaving while still untouchable.
There's no one who's going to beat him. I just think technically, physically now, he's at the weight and he's adapted and he's adjusted. I mean, he's even adjusted and adapted his weight for this fight individually. I mean, he put on how much weight and slowed the actual feet down because Daniel Dubois.
Stan Dubois delivers it straight. His best wasn't good enough. That single line captures Usyk's greatness. Opponents came in with game plans, heart, and preparation, but against Usyk it was never enough. He dismantled champions not with brute power, but with skill, IQ, and flawless execution. Hearing this while Usyk considers retirement adds an extra layer, because how many fighters can say they forced others to admit defeat, even at their very best? That's legacy. It's rare that a champion exits the stage still undeniably number one, but Usyk seems ready to do just that. Fans crave more, but Dubois' words remind us, Usyk doesn't need more. His reign already proved he's the best in the world.
What do you believe is necessary now for him to come back and, can be a two-time champion?
Well, that's up to him. We'll have a chat and see what he wants to do.
Do you know yet what you'd like him to do?
And Russ Amber makes it clear. Age is nothing when a fighter keeps getting better every time out. Russ Amber highlights something extraordinary. Usyk never slowed down. With each fight, he grew sharper, more dangerous, more dominant. Age in his case was irrelevant. That's why talk of retirement feels so jarring. He wasn't fading, he was peaking. Most fighters fight against time. Usyk seemed to bend time in his favor. Bad intentions is the perfect phrase. He entered the ring with a plan to dominate, and more often than not, he delivered. To think that such a fighter is walking away while still improving feels like a robbery for the fans, but it also cements his genius. If he stops now, he retires undefeated in spirit, having never been outclassed. That's the mark of a true legend.
No, I thought it could be dominating. I thought he was doing the things that I think Dubois did what I expected him to do, and Usyk did what I expected him to do. He controlled, moved, waited, but then he started landing hard. So
when Conor Benn dares to mention Usyk alongside Muhammad Ali, it's not just hype, it's recognition. Usyk may not have Ali's global aura, but in the ring, his skill and adaptability are second to none. To be spoken of in the same breath as the greatest says everything. And now, with retirement looming, this comparison feels even more significant. Few heavyweights in history have blended movement, timing, and ring IQ the way Usyk has. He's not just a champion of today, he's a fighter for the ages. Ben's words echo what fans fear. If Usyk walks away now, we may never see this level of artistry again. Greatness this pure doesn't come often, and retirement makes it feel like a once-in-a-lifetime glimpse.
How good is Usyk?
Phenomenal. Best heavyweight there is currently, and I don't see anybody beating him.
Is he as good as Muhammad Ali? It's not a crazy thing to say, I don't think, at this point.
The thing is, you can't really do the comparisons, do you know what I mean? But I do think he's one of the best currently now to do it.
Who do you want to see Usyk fight next, or just sail off?
He can sail off into the sunset, and he's done everything. Do you know what I mean? He's phenomenal fighter, man. You're watching him. I'm just watching.
Eddie Hearn lays out the record, and it's staggering. Anthony Joshua twice, Tyson Fury twice, Daniel Dubois twice. Every challenge answered. Every giant toppled. Usyk didn't just survive the pressure. He flipped the script, taking the fight to his opponents and breaking them down. That's why the thought of retirement feels surreal. How can a man at the peak, who has conquered the best of his era, step away now? And yet, maybe that's exactly the point. Usyk has nothing left to prove. His resume speaks louder than any future fight could. Hearn's word "unbelievable" sums it up perfectly. Usyk's achievements already feel mythical, and retirement will only add to that legend.
Usyk was under pressure in the first round because Dubois comes out fast like he did against AJ, and if he catches you, you're in trouble. And I think just after that, he just decided basically, I'm not going to go on the back foot anymore. I'm going to take the fight to Dubois, and he just kind of beat him up. And obviously stops him. I mean, he's beaten AJ twice, Fury twice, Dubois twice. Unbelievable.
Derek Chisora says it raw and unfiltered. Fighting Usyk isn't just a physical challenge, it's a psychological war. To step into the ring with him, you need to be a little crazy, because Usyk breaks fighters not only with punches, but with the mind games of movement, feints, and relentless pressure. Chisora knows firsthand. He shared the ring with him and felt that unique aura. This is what makes Usyk's retirement talk so haunting. We're not just losing a great champion, we're losing one of the most mentally taxing fighters boxing has ever seen. He forced even the toughest men to question themselves, to doubt their own skill, to step outside sanity just keep up with him. That's what Chisora means. To fight Usyk, you need more than talent. You need to abandon comfort, abandon logic, and enter a storm. And now, if Usyk truly walks away, no heavyweight will bring that same puzzle, that same torment to the ring. His retirement won't just leave a gap at the top of the division, it will leave a psychological hole in boxing itself.
To beat Oleksandr Usyk, you have to be mentally disturbed in your head. Yeah?
You have to be mentally disturbed.
Yeah, because you have to understand.
Or to take the fight in the first place.
Yeah, because when I saw him a couple months ago,
yeah,
I had a coffee with him, we were just chatting. The guy lives in Ukraine.
Yep.
Yeah. He goes, oh, before I came on the plane, I was sleeping in my house, and then those missiles were going over my house, and I didn't want to go in the bunker. I was like, I'll just go to sleep. There's some craziness, isn't it? I mean, like, imagine you're in your house in Barna, Timbuktu, and then missiles are going. What are you gonna be like?
Yeah, he's cut.
If Usyk truly retires now, boxing loses not just a champion, but a phenomenon. This is a man who beat Joshua twice, Fury twice, Dubois twice. Every so-called giant cut down by skill, patience, and pure genius. No politics, no excuses, just legacy. That's why the very idea of him leaving shocks the sport. It feels too soon, too sudden, like a masterpiece, being hidden away before the world has fully admired it. What's truly at stake is bigger than belts or records. It's the heavyweight division itself. Without Usyk, who carries that torch of pure boxing artistry, he proved you don't need to be the biggest man to dominate the biggest stage. His retirement would mark the end of an era defined by intelligence over brute force. But here's the question fans are asking, will he stay retired? Or could one final fight, one last payday, lure him back? Mentally, Usyk has always been the stronger man, the calmer mind. If he's satisfied, maybe nothing can tempt him. But imagine, if he ever does return, the world will stop. What do you think? Has Usyk truly fought his last fight? Or is there still one more chapter left? Comment below.